A Souq morning to you, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Souq News Television. My name is Hans Mba. We jump off this beautiful, clement Friday morning, the 23rd day of August, with another edition of Souq Business Landscape. Remember, hashtag SBL across all social media as we engage with each other, you and I, about those headlines that speak to us. Quickly, we'll jump right on to all the headlines that are speaking to us. First and foremost, as usual, we're doing Business Day from Nigeria here at home. So, good news because the first headline says cost of living crisis eases as prices of Garri, potato, and tomato drop. This is amazing news because that means I'm going to be jollificating with a beautiful pot of stew this evening. So Nigeria's cost of living, as it reports, essentially has dropped for the first time since 2022. There are people that would beg to differ, but this is good news, and we can't wait to actually see this implement. And I'm sure we will have something on this before the end of today with our content. Nigeria sells 384 billion naira T-bills as DMO favors bonds. Nigeria sells 384 billion naira T-bills as DMO favors bonds. There's one here that is also intriguing. Wine intake falls to 5-year low on inflation and on empty wallets. That is one to catch on page 20. Wine intake falls to 5-year low on inflation and empty wallets. It's kind of alters. It's like with the cost of living dropping on one side and wine intake falls low on the other side. But hey, we're bringing you the headlines. Mpox spread across Africa heightens Nigeria's risk amid vaccine shortages. Mpox is such a thing right now, and we must do the most that we can to keep it away from, especially our families and our places of work. We'll segue on to the next publication, Business Daily, while in the east of Africa, it says banks, stockbrokers hit as CBK stops bond trade commissions. Banks, stockbrokers hit as CBK stops bond trade commissions. Payments of agents to end in September on the 2nd. Move linked to launch of online platforms. So here it's talking about the hits that banks are taking, despite having all that profits that they were celebrating earlier in the week and from last week as well. It feels weird. One day it's up, the next you can't even say what it is. StanChart's profit surges 48 pence on higher lending. StanChart profit is surging. Carries cleaning garbage budget doubles to 859 million shillings. The budget is doubling at the carry cleaning and the garbage budgets. That must be a lot of dirt that is being shoveled off. KCB Family Bank holding 3 billion shilling hustler fund savings. That's the Kenya Central Bank. And Family Bank holding 3 billion shillings hustler fund savings. For all that juice in Kenya, catch the Business Daily as we segue on to the next one. Still in Africa, we're looking at early changes as they go into this project. Sasol sets aside 3 billion rand in tax fights. 3 billion rand in tax fights, and it has to do with Sasol. Presidency shrugs off health compact boycotts. There's a health compact boycott as the presidency shrugs it off. So it's a fight till the end. Sibanye lands 10 billion rand for lithium projects. Sibanye lands 10 billion rand for lithium projects as more companies are on the headline this morning. Absa culture, governance, its Achilles heel. Absa culture and governance, its Achilles heel. Low conviction rate triggers low to a new low at crime plan. Low conviction rate triggers low at crime plan. That's its full business day. We're crossing over to Asia. In India, the Financial Express, the read to lead publication. I love it. INFI, some global firms likely to get GST relief. INFI and some global firms likely to get GST relief. So information technology giants, Infosystem, and some foreign airlines. Why do they call them INFI? Why not just say Infosystem? So Infosystem and some foreign airlines are shipping companies are likely to receive some relief from governments on their massive GST liabilities. So that's good news for Infosystem and their cohorts. Wi-Fi banned, telcos, tech firms at loggerheads. So there's this tussle over 6 gigahertz spectrum band between the telecom operators and technology firms, which has led the Department of Telecommunications to delay allocations to either of them. Wi-Fi band, telcos, tech firms at loggerhead. Catch that on Financial Express. Start it on the headline on the front page and catch the rest of the news on page 6. New F&O norms likely by October. New F&O norms likely by October. So no changes are expected from the Ashebi draft. Their Securities and Exchange Board of India is expected to issue final guidelines for derivatives trading by September ending, which is not far from here. Okay. On the news, ONDC forays into credit space with 6 million loan service. ONDC forays credit space with 6 million loan service. Kolkata case in SC, scene of offense altered, says CBI. More on the publication. Adani family offices to get a post-Heidelberg makeover. Adani family offices to get a post-Heidelberg makeover. Industrialist Gautam Adani plans to appoint auditors from a top global firm and hire a chief executive from his own family offices to bring a level of disclosure often associated with listed companies. Adani is one of the big companies, industries in India that are cleaning out. Catch that one on page 7. And other headlines. Bayous, SC refuses to stop COC meeting. Open market sale of wheat likely in September. So the government is commencing a huge stock of those that are buying flour and stuff and wheat. They're opening the market up in September. Dabur to invest 400 crore in South India foray. 400 crore in South India as Dabur looking to invest in their growing Gold, silver, government forgets in quotes, government forgets to cut drawback rates. Gold, silver, government forgets to cut drawback rates. So the jewelry industry has been on a high ever since the union budget slash on import duty on gold and on silver, which is a robust 15% and fell just to 6%, is something that the drawback is telling on the jewelry industry. We'll navigate away from Financial Express in India. It takes us to Gulf Times business. Gulf Times is looking at Qatar. And the first headline, Qatar's banks and financial services sector sees high net earnings in first half. Qatar's banks and financial services sector see high net earnings in first half. So this the sector witnesses stronger earnings growth on an annualized basis during the first half of this year, which is something that is good, and investors are happy and smiling to the bank, literally. Top LNG exporters, US, Australia, and Qatar account for 60.4% of global output in 2023. That's great news, but what's happening in 2024 as it projects? They're talking about how expectations are huge for this year onto 2026. So top 3 LNG export markets in the world, US, Australia, and Qatar, currently represents more than half actually, of global liquefaction capacity. This is according to reports by International Gas Union, and it sounds like something that's on their bragging list. Foreign funds turn bullish as QSE moves along positive trajectory. Foreign funds turn bullish as Qatar Stock Exchange moves along positive trajectory. So the Qatar Stock Exchange yesterday gained mere 3 points despite strong buying interest in insurance, transport, consumer goods, and telecom sector. That's a good one from Gulf Times. As we also move over to one of the favorite places we like to report on, Bangladesh. So Bangladesh is always, of course, on the news, but sometimes we don't have much to celebrate about other people. So when we talk about Bangladesh, we say that with a smile on our face. So Business Post is the publication we're going to segue onto. It reports on India. India believes in prosperous Bangladesh, Verma tells Yunus. So that's a report going to the current Prime Minister. Forex reserves at 20.48 billion. Forex reserves at 20.48 billion. So there are DG appointments in Bangladesh, in the Bangladesh Bank, as such committee submits 4 names to the interim government. Search committee submit 4 names to the interim government. Obayed Ullah made new chairman of Islami Bank. That's good news. New Islamic Bank head. All right. New ins to recoup laundered money. Bangladesh bank governor says this with his full chest. Eastern Insurance's 51 FDRs in risky banks violate law. Eastern Insurance's 51 FDRs in risky banks violate law. All energy procurement should be transparent. All energy procurement should be transparent. Catch that one on page 4 as it starts on the front page. External interest payments surge 162%. That's huge. External interest surge 162%. July to March fiscal year of 2024. All right, we will land right now on Financial Times. Financial Times in the US. AstraZeneca threatens vaccine plans to shift to US after Reeves weighs aid cuts. So aid cuts is affecting them as they threaten, as AstraZeneca threaten to move their plant to the US. Now, Liverpool is in peril. Their plans in peril. Philadelphia offers generous perks and Labour bid to slash £90 million pledge. £90 million pledge is suffering. They're reporting about Europe. Europe needs Germany to do more for Kiev. Catch that on page 21, an article by Ben Hall. Carbon capture commercial challenge. Carbon captures commercial challenge. That's a big read on page 19. It's something to check out for. Gem discovery. We're talking jewelry. Second largest diamond was found. So this is a report that are given on Africa. So Botswana's president inspects, he's seen here on the front page, inspecting the world's second largest diamond in Gaborone yesterday. So this 2,492 carat stone, this is massive, was discovered by Canada's Lucara diamond in the southern of Africa's nation more than a century after more of these crown jewels have been found. This is something to check out for. Okay, we've come to the tail end of the show today. Once again, thanks for staying tuned in to Souq Business Landscape. I'm Hans Mba. We bring this to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Fresh in the morning, where we'll let you look at the headlines, business headlines that interest you. And remember, it's still early, but we will take the conversation off air as we go on social media. Catch us on YouTube and across board as we continue the conversations. Hashtag SBL. Thank you for staying tuned to us. Stay tuned for the next programming at 8, Early Exchange. Have a lovely morning.